energy-wise this upcoming week. Woo! All right, here we go. Let's begin. Let's give it a good shuffle and see what we got. I saw you texted Winter. I'll hit you up after this video, darling. We'll set something up for you. All right, for those of you that are Taurus, let's play. Five of Wands, hot damn. So the first thing that comes up with the Five of Wands is the energy of feeling backed into a corner. We have the Star card and the Justice card. We have the Three of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is our card for fate, timing, waiting, and a season. We have the Three of Swords, which is miscommunication. We were just talking to Aries about miscommunication and how sometimes we feel like frustrated that someone could believe a different, dialogue or a scenario. I'm seeing the Five of Wands, and here's what's interesting with the Five of Wands is this card right here has these snakes, right? And there's a guy on, got his neck up and he's feeling backed into a corner. This literally is the whole sensation of feeling not quite so much as on the hot seat as like the Three of Wands is, because the Three of Wands is more like criticism, but this is feeling backed into a corner. And it's like when you feel as if there's too many things on your plate, or there's a couple of items that are hitting you at once and you feel like you have to make a decision or get on something. This is one of those moments. I'm also seeing the Star card, and even the Five of Wands, even it's one of those things where it feels as if, the weight of the world is on every decision. Okay, and the Justice card is in play. Now, justice isn't exactly judgment, where judgment has to do with like paying consequences or your karma of something or things coming back around. What we have with the Justice card is legal matters. Now, that could be anything from a contract to a document to signing for a home or actual court. Okay, and we have the Star card, which is alignment. So what is it that you have that there's these not exactly consequences, but these contracts, these ways of looking at things, etc. I'm also seeing the Six of Wands, which is victory. So whatever is going on with you right now, the goal is for you to focus on the victory, at the end goal, the end result, not the moving parts, because it's saying that this is causing this indecision and this conflict with you and you feel stuck. Okay, we have the Ten of Swords, which is feeling encroached upon and caged. I love this one because I always say to people, what do caged animals do when you're feeling like you're in a cage? You kind of lash out, you withdraw, you whine, you cry, you bite, right? So sometimes this card makes us feel frustrated. It's a little different than anxiety, though. This is literally feeling stuck. But here's the thing. You have the Five of Wands, which is boundaries, conflicts. Cross swords is literally the definition of this card, where we have swords going in these opposing directions. So they're crossing swords, en garde. So the fight has begun. Okay, so you're kind of curious as to the Two of Wands of how you feel like you want to move forward with this situation. And this is two different paths. This isn't six of one, half dozen of the other, where you feel like you're going to lose. It's literally, it could go this way, it could go that way. And so as you sit in the middle of that, there becomes this moment where you have this analysis paralysis of what should I do, right? And this isn't even indecision, okay? This is more like confusion and not having enough information. We see the Death card for change. We also see the Page of Cups for new beginnings and the Seven of Coins. Now, interesting, those came up for Aries a little bit in a different combination, but it was more like they have these new beginnings and they're excited about it. But here you have endings, which is like things are moving away from already, like I say all the time, if it's not growing, it's dying, right? And it's the truth. If you're not focused and actively watering, nurturing, and enhancing a situation, then and you're just letting it be, and if it's just mediocre, if it's not growing, it's dying, right? So you have this new beginning, but things have to fall away for things to become new again. Okay, we have the Strength card. That's the caduceus as well for any of you dealing with health issues, but it's dealing with past strength and using that strength to your greater advantage, or making the best of a bad situation, because we have the Nine of Cups. Celebration. We have the Six of Coins, which is victory. Okay. We also have the Star card, which is alignment. Finding your alignment. Okay, so remember victory though. Victory is this card, also Six of Coins, can often represent money that's coming your way and not just victory. If you notice on this card, it has the diamond here, and that's attainment, like you're attaining a thing. This would be selling a car, getting the stimulus payment, or your tax return, things like that. So this could also reference money coming your way. Yay. I don't know, but I can tell you Taurus is working too hard. You might be having had some overtime or some extra shifts or just extra tasks to do that take up your time, because it feels like you're kind of spinning your wheels a little bit as well. Let's take a look and shuffle the cards here from Mystic Dreamer and take a look and see what your Taurus moon reading is looking like. Okay. One more shuffle. Whoop. First card. What do we got? Nine of Cups. So here's the thing for moon reading versus sun sign reading. So the sun sign is more like your actions, your activities, the things that are affecting you. And the moon cards are the things that come up in how you're processing these thoughts, the hidden things, the things you're not telling people, and where your mind goes. Okay. So initially I have the Nine of Cups, and that's you feeling a little overwhelmed. There's too many options on the table. It's like going to the mall. There's too many things and I only have 20 bucks, right? Two more things I got to get. So I see the Three of Swords, again, miscommunication. So it almost feels as if Mercury never really let go, right? But what we do have is we have Mars in Pisces with all this crazy energy with the North Node. And what's happening with that is that we have this conflicting, aggressive energy where we want to take things on. What we're looking for is that breakthrough, right? We have this strength, this past wisdom, this knowledge, these experiences that learned, that we were learning the hard lessons through. Again, you have all these congruencies between your sun and your moon reading, right? And that's your star card and the death card and the, Three of Swords. So congruently, you're thinking about all the things that are going on around you. I'm seeing the Emperor, which is leadership, the Queen of Wands also, which is your image and how you show up. Okay, love is on your mind as well. We're seeing the Three of Pentacles, which is watching someone. So you're watching what someone else is doing, their activities, maybe on social media. This might even indicate some of you are out there looking online for love because we have the Three of Pentacles with the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is a search for love or looking at your love. Okay. The thing that's showing up here is maybe a little bit of regret over irresponsible or impulsive spending. I knew there was another I word. So impulsive spending with the Page of Pentacles. So use a little caution with that. But who are you fighting with? That's what I want to know. You have the Chariot card as well, and that's intensity. And what we talk about when we see the Chariot card is you have this one person driving the cart, and she has a full moon, yet she has all this mist in front of her. And what's most important about this card is she has these two horses, and if you look closely, they're looking in opposite directions from one another, and they're literally like not even focused on the road. So she's going fast. It's a dark night. The moon is out, but that's all the light that she has. She has a little illumination around her, but what's true is this mist is causing things to be confusing. And confusion is a huge card for you right now, and that was coming up earlier. Confusion and overwhelm, okay? So here's the thing. You're not confused. You're undecided. That was one of my favorite quotes I learned at PSI seminars when I took one of the classes. Confusion is just an excuse not to engage, and confusion is just an excuse not to make a decision. I'm so confused. Right, got it. But that doesn't mean you're exempt from making decisions in your own life, and it doesn't mean that you can't find more information or ask more questions or ask for time. Like if you have a decision that needs to be made and it feels like it's a rush and you don't feel like you have enough time, then ask for it. Or if you feel rushed and don't have enough information, you feel like you're losing an opportunity, then often it may not be in alignment for you. And we need to learn to let go, right? Surrender a little bit. So what is this here? We have the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. And that talks to me about doing something new with your money. We see the Ace of Swords, which is next to the Queen of Wands and the Emperor. So that looks like you're making some choices and having some opportunities for new beginnings. And we have the Queen of Wands, which tells us that you're more concerned about how things look and don't want it to appear as if you're about to make a new beginning or make a mistake. You kind of don't want an audience for that. And I'm also seeing the Emperor, which is this leadership, which interestingly enough is an Aries card. Okay. So the Emperor is all about Aries and being direct and being forward, and Mars energy, which is all that's going on. Now, here's the thing. Mars isn't always aggressive, but we might feel like it. It's all about leadership and direction and how you're taking that energy. So we do have a lot of Mars energy going on, like I was talking about. So as far as this goes, you can expect things to be a little bit more intense, okay? And you might be feeling a little raw and exposed and as if you're starting over or doing things new. That may not be the case, but you may just be feeling like, wow, I walked outside without my something that's important to your apparel, right? Like went out without my bra on and I'm feeling weird. Or if you go out without your purse or you left your phone at home, it's just feeling like something's off, right? but you might be feeling a little bit of this intensity. Interesting enough, we have I'm getting Scorpio energy in my head, but the death card is all about Scorpio, which is transformation and intensity. But here's the thing, you did have some stuck energy and you're very worried about drama. So just breathe through the pauses. Miscommunication will allow an opportunity to do one or two things. You got to let it go or decide if this is the hill you want to die on. Because if it's not an argument that's going to really bear fruit, or you're not really committed to the outcome, then it's just an argument. And again, my other favorite quote is, you're not required to participate in every argument you're invited to. That's a huge lesson for me. It's like, do I really want to engage with this? And oftentimes the reason arguments happen is awarenesses and conflict hits when you're not expecting it. So your responses aren't as clean as you'd like for them to be, and you feel out of control, which is another noob feeling. All right, so your card for the week, Taurus, affirmation, which is wishbone. Wishbone. So what is pulling a wishbone? Is you're pulling one side or the other. Whoever gets the biggest one makes a wish. So this card is telling you to start doing your affirmations. This has changed my life. I talk about it all the time, how after meditation, during meditation, before bed, I have a litany of affirmations that I make every single day. When I'm having a rough moment, how it has saved my life to, hear the negative self-talk start to pop, hear the doubts start to kick in, and just throwing out the power right back at it like a hammer. And I say this little phrase, it's really funny and strange, yes, but if I'm having a really horrible moment where the negative self-talk comes in and the self-doubt, I will say a phrase that is perfectly apropos for the moment, and I will literally throw out 1,000 times, like I am wise, when I feel like I've doubted myself or made a mistake, and I am wise, I just made a mistake. But I don't want to look at the amount of times that I've made a mistake. I want to look at the times that I made it right, so I can forgive myself and Ho'oponopono. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I forgive you. And thank you. Right? Ho'oponopono. So your affirmations are magic. I would encourage you to get at that, play with it a little more. Tell me what your results are like. If anybody else out there does Ho'oponopono, I want to hear about it. Like, how do you play with it? What's been the results? And if you do the affirmations like I do, and what your self-talk looks like.